Seb, if this is not a flattering angle, put this part of me saying this at the beginning. It's currently 6:15. I'm on the 5 North on my way back to Berkeley. I'll be super blown out right there. I can't do anything about that. I also don't know what mic this is recording through, but I just started rolling because I was like, I don't know what to say. Seb texted me and I forgot what he said. Part of it was how we met. Seb and I met in kindergarten, but it was kind of unintentional. I think we knew that we were neighbors. So I live on a cul-de-sac. He lives like just around the corner, and we lived pretty close together. And when we were in kindergarten, I was being held down by my arms, like fucking Game of Thrones style, one person on each arm. They were holding me down so that a girl could kiss me. Or this is a recess or something. Or as I'm there being held down, I'm like, help, 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 like calling for help. Seb runs over and like tackles one of the people that's holding me down, and I get away. And I always had kind of known, like, I think I live by that guy, but I don't know for sure. Kind of how it started, and that's a really good way to put it. I feel like that set the tone for a lot of our friendship, and then it is very often it was Seb coming to save the day for me. So then we were obviously like best friends in elementary school and quite a bit of middle school. High school, we kind of had diverged our friend groups a little bit. This is like, I really need to just say sitting back like this, but that doesn't look natural. This is just like, I guess I could go like this, but okay. Interests diverged in high school, and he did a lot more sports and choir, and then like I did ASB and journalism, and so we weren't super close friends. We were always like knew each other, and he still lived right around the corner, and I would still call him and be like, hey, you know, my mom needs help getting stuff down from the attic, or I need help putting up the Christmas lights or whatever, and he would always be there, like literally every time would be there on his way over and help out. And it went from we'd get locked out and we could send back when he wasn't fucking shredded and ripped and probably taller than me. He was short and scrawny and incredibly skinny. We could fit him through the doggy door, so we'd send him in to unlock the door and all this kind of stuff. So like always been there, always been around, all that kind of stuff. We weren't super close in high school. I guess it would have been 2020. Lockdowns happened, and one of my sisters is immunocompromised. And so, unlike probably the rest of the fucking country, or a lot of it, I shouldn't say most, but a lot of it, we took the lockdown very seriously. We didn't go out, we didn't really do anything. Go out and do social distance stuff, like, but not like, haha, 6 feet and then we're actually getting close together. It was like, no, we're properly. In this, one of my sisters at the time was dating someone who, like, had a really old gaming PC that he gave to me. And it's like, oh, hey, I'm not using this if you want to use it. And Seb and I had always played video games together. Minecraft, Call of Duty Zombies, Super Smash Bros, Wizard 101, like World of Warcraft, although I didn't play it as much. Fucking, oh my god. Seb, fill this in. What was it? What was the cab game? Taxi Cab, Death Cab, On the Run on Miniclip. We would play that. Play Sleepovers, Club Penguin. Oh my god. So a lot of our history, that's actually probably relevant to our history as well, is how big a part video games were to that. And so when lockdown happened and I had this PC and I kind of started to game again, we would game together. Oh my god, hey, we're not really doing anything. Like, let's play video games. So we started to play Valorant together and play some Minecraft here and there. And there was a brief stint, I think we got back on Wizard 101. And I was at UCLA for my undergrad. 2021 and 2022. 2022, for a couple years, I lived over back by our hometown, a little more local, so we'd see each other a little more frequently. Not like crazy frequently, but like just a lot more, because I was commuting my very last year. Then I moved back in with my mom, and Seb again, right around the corner. We would end up spending more time together, and then I got into photography over at a local community college by us, taking the program, going through getting my certificate, and by this point, Seb looked like a Greek god, and so oh, hey, will you model for this for me? Will you do this for me? Seb, I need help doing this. Oh, Seb, can you help me go pick this up? Oh, like all this kind of stuff. And, you know, I would, you know, watch his dogs or whatever it might be, 1 out of 500 times. Those scales will never be equal. He was running track at that community college. You know, I'm a journalist, and so I'd be reporting on some of the track events and see him, and we would just spend more time together, and he'd be my model and he'd assist me on this shoot, and I'd help him shoot this thing for a short film he's working on, and we'd come up with these crazy ideas. And so that's kind of what I think this is right here. He just helped move me up to Berkeley, which is where I'm on my way to now, because I'm starting a master's program for journalism. Insert link here. He just helped move me in, and he did a little video about that, and I filmed my admissions video and he'd help me with that. I had to come back down to LA for something that I was doing with another professor. I'd go to the gym with him a little bit, all this kind of stuff. He had texted me or something. He was reflecting on how much he had been appreciating our friendship recently, and I felt the same because he's gonna give me a gym routine workout stuff that I can do at home, and I drink protein shakes now fucking because of him and that kind of stuff. And I also too had been like, wow, like, I've told him and I've told a lot of people, if I have a Mount Rushmore of people, Seb's up there for me. That's kind of what this whole, I don't know what it's gonna be. Neither does he. Maybe it's nothing. To come to my mind was a Vlogbrothers-esque back and forth, YouTube video conversation kind of thing, to kind of stay in contact and keep in contact, and who knows what that does or doesn't look like. Or the bags under my eyes, those are designer. Have something creative that we're both, since we're not physically close to each other and we're not lighting a short scene film for him, doing a photo shoot for me or whatever it is, like, we still enjoy being creative and we still want to be in touch. That's not just, on Discord playing Deadlock. He's a lot more aware and in touch and in tune with content and how that's probably supposed to be.
I feel like I do have a pretty good understanding of what makes good content, but I also get very nitpicky and I get a little bit of decision paralysis. So that's actually one of the things that I think will be nice about working on this channel and making videos directly with Austin. Someone else is counting on me. I have to do my part for the project to get done. It's not my project. So a video like my Finding Peace video, which I am like very close to finishing, I get nitpicky. I'm like, oh, well, that's not as good as I wanted it to, or I filmed it, or the lighting's not, whatever. I just get into that, where it's like, dude, the lighting's still like pretty good. It's like a B+, probably even an A-, right? And then I don't do the video because of that. I need to get more reps in and more time and just making it and enjoying it. And if something is good, post it and not overanalyze it. So that's why I'm really excited to be working with Austin on this, because I can just kind of go. Austin's in Mexico right now. He sent me the videos and I've edited all his clips up, and now I'm filming my part and I'm gonna edit it, and then I'm gonna send it to him for review, and then we're gonna post it. Channel name, Austin. Dude, what is the channel name gonna be? So that's what's kind of nice about it, is I'm beholden to someone else in a good way, because I like making content, but when someone else is pushing me, it just makes it easier. It simplifies the decision making. I still need to get better at just doing things anyways, right? And finishing things when they are good. Finishing art. Art is the hardest thing to finish, I think. And it sounds dumb, but I do think I treat videos like that. I saw someone talk about content in social media. There's a documentation part and then a creation part, and it's kind of different. A lot of social media is documenting your life, and I find that easier, right? You have a very loose narrative maybe, or a story, or like a message you're trying to share as you go about your day, or your week, or your month, or whatever. Mainly what you're doing is you're documenting what you do in your life, or what you do in your job. Creation's a little harder. It's just like a lot more decision making, right? When you do a day in the life, when you do a week in the life, when you document your life, there's very clear markers. This is what I do in the morning. This is what I do for this. It's literally chronological, linear. When you are trying to create a narrative, a purposeful message, or an explanation, or whatever your video is, or your piece of art is, I feel like that can be a lot more difficult in terms of, for me, like being a perfectionist, because I can just keep doing it over and over again. If I'm doing a day in life, I live the day, so either I'm gonna edit it and post it, or I'm not, right? And that makes it a lot easier. When I'm trying to say something, like say something, even though I know it's good in my head, the outlines that I've written and I think creating an art is a skill. You do have to work at it, right? You can have a vision, but it takes skill to execute your vision.
Something I've been thinking a lot on this drive. I was back in LA for a workshop that I was working on with a professor, teaching a workshop to a few early high school, mostly middle schoolers, 3D data capture and storytelling and journalism and drone flying and 3D modeling and all this stuff. I don't do any of the fancy science stuff. I just do the storytelling, journalism, research stuff. I had moved up to Berkeley. I was in Berkeley for about 10-ish days. Figure out what I can. Let me walk around. Let me get used to the area. What are the bus routes? I'll insert. How long does that take to correct exposure? Dark. That's pretty quick. Beside the point. What was I saying? I was in Berkeley for 10 days. Kind of had to figure out how to orient myself. And something I remember is, Seb left Sunday morning. My mom and her husband left in the afternoon. And, you know, I still had quite a few things to do around my apartment, but I was like I kind of know like that loneliness and solitude will probably set in a couple days because I'm just very used to being around people. I've always been around people, always been around my friends, always lived with other people, never lived alone. Sub left in the morning, it was okay. I still got my mom and her husband. They left, and it was probably within 2 hours that I was like, oh shit, this hit me quick. Like this kind of sense of, oh, I can't call up my dad to help me with this, or my sister for this, or my one friend to go get coffee, or my other friend for this, or, you know, I can't call up Seb to help me shoot or film this thing, whatever it's gonna be. So that feeling really set in way quicker than I anticipated. Scarily, shockingly quick. This is also probably not a very flattering angle. Yeah, Seb, if this is not a flattering angle, put this part of me saying this at the beginning. There, I make a flyer. I fucking make a flyer. Insert flyer here. I make this flyer. It's like, oh my God, be friends with me. I don't know anyone. I'm hanging out with friends of friends. Doing what I can to make friends. Got into a little bit of a rhythm where I was like, you know, I was only here 10 days, but I met up with 5 or 6 different people because like I need social connection. I can be alone, but it's not my preference. Probably a pretty big adjustment for these next, oh, here are my pins, a little pin tour. Snoopy from the Charles Schultz Museum up in Santa Rosa. With Confidence, old school pop punk band, not old school, fucking, wow, I'm not that old, but they're no longer together, pop punk band. And then that's a Lollapalooza pin. Anyway, I did as much as I could, laid some groundwork, tried to meet people, made a flyer, reaching out to friends of friends, all this kind of stuff. And then I have to go back to LA for 2.5 weeks. Okay, well, I was like, well, fuck, I just moved. Now I'm back in LA for 2.5 weeks. Today's Friday. I finished my workshop. I got on the road at 1:44. Our workshop ended at 1:30. I got on the road at 1:44 to drive up to Berkeley because tomorrow morning I have a flight to Mexico City that I'm going to with a friend. Kind of work on being okay with things being unfamiliar and new. Then I go right back to where those feelings of comfort and like, I don't want to say stagnation, because I was stagnant these last couple years down in Southern California, but like, okay, I'm ready for something new. But I went right back to the familiar, right back to living in my home I've lived in growing up. So I won't even be back for 12 hours in Mexico City for a week, and then I'm back. And so something that I've really been reflecting on, that's a long-winded way of saying,
as the person who had to edit and cut that down, I agree.
This idea of like change, for me, what I've really noticed is like, when I graduated undergrad, first time, I'm incredibly fortunate and grateful that the first time I ever really struggled with, like, I guess depression is the best way to put it, but like, oh my God, life is hard. Like, you know, the first time that really hit and I really got to experience that was in undergrad. Living out in LA, and then I moved in with someone, like a longtime friend, a city really close to my hometown, 2 cities over. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, I'm paying rent here when I still go do laundry at my mom's house. Like, there's no reason for me to be doing all this. So I was like, okay, you know what? I need to move back in. I need to like kind of pull this fucking BMW. I see you in your rearview mirror looking at me. I was like, I need to go back to my mom's house to reset. So I go and I was like, oh, I'm just going to take a couple classes at a local community college. And that's when I really felt the ball kind of start to get rolling for me. Oh my God, I love photography. Oh my God, I love journalism. Oh my God, I love art gallery, art professions, art practice, all that kind of stuff. Practice install, doing student shows, all this stuff. And here's some journalism stuff. I'll see what I can include here. And I'm also hoping Seb does this. He might tell me to fuck myself or ask me to edit it. Who knows? Got this sense of peace and not peace, but a little bit more understanding, and orientation is the best way to put it. I felt really disoriented. And now I'm like, okay, I'm oriented, which means moving somewhere, doing something, not just staying in the same place. Figuring shit out. I'm going on 26, which is old, but not that old. I think one of the biggest things I've learned, and I'm pretty sure Seb's got a YouTube video coming out about this, is this idea of peace. And I would not say I have peace or have found peace, but I'm to the point where I recognize, like, I can find peace in moments and places and things where I don't think I used to be able to do that from 2021 to 24, really. Not always said this, but I really said this at 24 and 25. Like, they need to make a movie. We need to, Seb, we're gonna make a movie. We're gonna write it about like your early to early mid 20s. That very specific time when around that 24, 25, 26 or older age, all our friends, everyone I know in that time experienced like it was kind of like a what the fuck time. Like, what is going on? You don't really know yourself. You think you're supposed to, and what is it, Taylor Swift? How do you know everything at 18 but nothing at 22? Like, damn, she kind of cooked with that. Like, there was no way I was able to kind of find peace individually at even moments or times or anything. And now it's easy for me to find peace as I'm driving up the 5 freeway, talking to my phone, on my dashboard going 86 miles an hour allegedly. I can find peace in that, and I can find peace in knowing that Seb and I are going to still maintain a friendship, and that might be my contributions for this part. Maybe I'll keep recording and just give Seb more to fucking edit and sift through, who knows. But yeah.
He's already at like 11 minutes, 30 seconds. Well, I'm at 4 minutes of just nonstop talking. It's gonna be a lot of Austin, and I think that's fine for this time. Because I think what he said is quite meaningful. He did share that story of how we met. After I pushed those boys off of him, we ran away into the grass, and we were laughing. It was like both serious, I saved him, but also like, it was so fun. It felt like we were in a movie running away on the grass at our elementary school. I'll never forget that. So, yeah, this is done. It is. I don't know. I don't have to watch anymore because I fucking lost it. Don't even know the frequency. The format, we'll do video essays. We'll do whatever. We'll do video essays. We're going to do rants. Austin said all the deep shit. I'll just say that I concur. And we'll see you next time.